podcast planned for you today. Catherine and I are going to be leading a business planning workshop. Today's business planning workshop is focused on your first year and finding your purpose, not only in the Moringa business space, but also in your life space. So I want to make sure if everybody can hear me. Can you hear me? Let's make check. So I want to make sure. Yep. Sounds good. So far, so good. Make sure everybody in here. Welcome back. Thanks a lot. To here is welcome. Okay. So in today's news, we want to bring you some valuable information about how to start your Moringa business and how to operate your Moringa business in the first year. We're going to go over some of the things that not only I've done in the first year, but what you can implement today starting your Moringa business. We're going to go over things like physical, in-person ideas, but also digital ideas. Your Moringa business can sell ideas as well, not just the physical items. We'll talk more about the farmers market and how to get started in the physical space, but we'll also talk about marketing and advertising, how to get started in the digital space. We'll cover essentially how much one tree can make in 1 year and how you can make more profits in your first year by planting more trees. So we'll go over some of the numbers. Here's the secret. If you can make it through the first year, you can go all the way and farm Moringa forever. And that could be the one thing that you do every single year as a main focus in your business. Within this niche, we're going to cover in the next episode the different revenue streams. So we're going to be going through the end of the year is all focused on business planning. So today we're going to continue focusing on business planning. Let's go ahead and just jump right in. I have a little presentation for you, something that I prepared. Because in your first year, you could grow a Moringa tree. And that Moringa tree could actually produce a seed. People ask all the time, how fast does Moringa grow? And how soon can I produce a drumstick? And the reason why we're focusing on your first year is because you can go from seed to seed in only 1 year. I'll just do it like this. Welcome, everybody. Thanks a lot for coming in. In your first year, you're going to do these 4 things the most. You're going to learn, you're going to grow your network, you're going to learn how to sell, and you're going to own your own Moringa business. You're going to start doing this not in any particular order, because today you can begin to own your business just by coming up with a name. So consider thinking about the name of your company. Consider your name in it. Consider Moringa in it, in the name. Consider the city or the state in the name. We're going to teach you a little bit more about nature and the seasons, and also learning how to possibly create systems for planting seeds and planting cuttings and for harvesting. Here's an example of how you would find your purpose in your first year by learning more about Moringa as a whole, the industry as a whole. Learn more about the revenue and expenses, and then also the history of the Moringa tree. Where does it come from? Did you know that there's 13 types of Moringa? And then also, where does it grow in the regions? And so how you would grow it in your region. These are the things that you're going to learn about in the first year, because how you grow it, determines on how many plants and how many trees you grow. And then that's going to help determine your revenue. And we're going to talk about the revenue before I go and pass the torch off to Catherine. So, so we're going to go to products. We're going to go to products here because starting off, you think Moringa as a physical product only, that it only has tea and powder and capsules and oil and spice. But really, there's a digital product here. There's a community aspect, a networking aspect, a training with books, courses, and classes. 90% of all the people, 99% of all people don't even know about Moringa. They haven't even heard about Moringa. So the reason why I came up with this digital product for my business is because in order to sell a $20 bag of powder, there was like a 1 hour conversation about how many trees could that person grow and what is it good for, and talking about health and wellness. And then at the end of the conversation, it's like selling a $20 bag of powder. So what I thought during this process was, how could I offer more educational value and monetize that to help with the amount of time I'm faced on the calls? So that's where thinking about the Moringa business as a physical and a digital product started to enter my mind about 5 years ago. Okay. As an example, you might grow the trees and sell the trees in pots for the physical trees. You might have bare root cuttings. You might start harvesting the trees and drying the greens and then putting those greens in a bag to sell as a physical product. Harvesting and drying, harvesting and drying. As a digital product, you might write a 1-page educational, informational manual, a guide, offering something for free so that way people can download this on your website, giving some value. And this was where myself is a model for you to go to my website, growmoringa.com, and study the website, because I have 2 options. I have the physical option or the digital option. And then just below that, I have a free masterclass book that you can download for free. I'm showing you that just that way you can see exactly how to also operate your business. So we'll talk a little bit more about these categories and break down the physical a little bit more. The physical category, which you'll start to do on yourself for your business in your first year, is start planting seeds, either indoors, outdoors, or in a greenhouse. You can plant seeds on your kitchen table in the wintertime. Propagate and cutting as many sticks of your trees up as possible and starting as many trees from cuttings. You might have 1 tree, but at the end of the year, of your first year, you could have 100 trees just from the cuttings. Digital product, this year, you're going to start learning affiliate marketing online, sharing coupon codes and offering discounts. Earning commissions is going to help to create your online presence by creating more social media accounts. If you're like me and you don't have any personal social media accounts, this is not personal. This is business. So focus on starting your social media accounts as a business. Set yourself aside. Separate yourself from the business. You yourself, like me, doesn't really like social media and not really posting every day, talking about my story. But separate yourself from yourself. And as a business, you would say, if I want to get sales as a business, I have to market and advertise. And so you're not selling and advertising yourself personally, but you're selling and advertising your products, and you're having a little bit different of a perspective as to how and what social media can actually be used for. As an example, find your purpose in this business by having lots of little trees sprouting around you in your environment. See how you feel about sprouting trees over the winter on your kitchen table. And then also start offering Moringa as a food source to your friends and family, and offer them a discount online for shopping with you. Okay, so we're going to break this down even more and go into the physical, and we're going to break it down even more. In your first year, if you start with physical products, you do both of these simultaneously. You start physical products the same time that you start your digital products. So number one, register with the state as a plant nursery. Go to the Department of Agriculture of your state and register your business as a plant nursery. Then get yourself some farmers market general liability insurance. Then look into cottage rule labeling, so that way you can easily put together a very simple label with a sticker and put it on your products and follow all the rules and regulations that comes with making products with the cottage rule labeling. As an example, in your first year, grab a tent and a table. Purchase a tent and a table. But what's on your table? Well, maybe fresh greens from your trees, dried leaves from your trees, maybe some trees, maybe you buy in seeds. Maybe the trees and the material not even from your own property and your own land, like I did. I actually just harvested other people's trees, and the stuff that I had on the table wasn't even from my place. It was from other people's properties. That's how I started. But you might be asking, what about the price? What's the price? What's the cost? Well, generate the cost of time and labor that it costs you to make it. But consider this model right here, the buy two, get one free. If you were going to sell something for $5, raise it up to 10, and then do the buy two, get one free. That way you're averaging about $6.67 per item. So then you're actually making $6 versus $5, and you're also making $20 every time you make a sale versus, say, only making $5. So this is an example of how to set yourself up with making revenue in the first year from physical products. And then in the first year with your digital products, number one, you're going to become an affiliate in a digital space. This is the digital space. Now that you're working on the physical and you've got this down, you're sprouting seeds. Well, what do you do in the meantime? Because it's going to take about a week or two for them to sprout. While you're watching your seeds sprout, learn about affiliate marketing, start driving traffic to our shop, and earn commissions. Then also get on the Moringa map and start picking up the phone and start talking to people. This is going to help you tremendously. Offer a lead magnet at the very beginning of your website or anywhere that you go. Give something for free, an educational one-pager, something. When I was at the farmer's market, I had this huge billboard about 2 feet by 3 foot, and there was so much information on it. When somebody says, do you have a card? I would say, just take a picture, because I had the name of the business on there, but I had information on the paper. So I said, just take a picture of that nutrition's facts paper, because it had my business on it. It didn't have a scan code on it at the time, but I just said, take a picture of it, because that picture in their phone locked them in on the location, and they had my business logo on there, so that helped. And then number one, to finish out your first year is going to conclude with having a list. You are going to have a list of people that have called you, that you've talked to, that are in your friends group, that you're moving over into more so this business list. This is your key in finishing out your first year on the digital side of things. is having your contact list of people that you can say, hey, I know that you called, a couple months ago and you were looking for powder. I didn't have it at the time. Well, I have it now. Would you be interested in buying from me? This is how in your first year, someone's going to call you and ask you for something, and you might not have it. Well, you're going to put that person on a special list in your phone, and you're going to make sure that you reach out to that list in a special way and start to consider those people in your business contacts list. So you're focusing on getting a list. Okay. For example, as an affiliate, what are you doing as an affiliate? You're essentially becoming the middle person, a middleman. You're putting yourself in the middle between me, the grower and the seller, and the buyer. What you're doing is you're letting more people know about the product. So put yourself in the middle and commandeer some of those sales by earning a commission. By sending people to the shop, you're going to earn commissions, and that's going to essentially help you to become a middleman. So become the middleman as an affiliate. That way you intercept customers and placing yourself in between that purchase by having them use your coupon code, and your link is going to help you earn commissions. And then digitally, at the end of the year, you're going to realize, wow, a huge part of this business is education. Nobody knows about Moringa, and everybody's asking you 50 questions. Well, we turn the first 50 questions into a business model. Just the business model of getting help with your first 50 questions. For the first couple years that I started my YouTube channel, it was literally just Q&A. Answer questions. I was just going live. The title of it was just Q&A. It was actually called T&A, Tea and Answers. So that's what I called it, was T&A. But 90% of people don't even know about Moringa, so there's a huge opportunity in creating a business of teaching and educating. And the way that I started on social media with my business was just posting educational, nutritional, health facts and tips on how to not only use Moringa, but also the benefits of Moringa. And so digitally, just start social media channels and get yourself posting. The next step to get your business started is to come to the Grow Moringa Collective, become a member, join us today at growmoringa.com. Thank you. Thank you very much for watching today's workshop on business planning. Now we're going to introduce Catherine. She's here today and also is going to talk more about business planning and finding your purpose. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Catherine. We have your microphone there. Both of them are there. They're pretty well if you want to just put them there. Could I have the water there?
Yes.
All right. Should be good. You can leave them there, honestly, if you want to. Yeah, it should be fine. They're both on.
Thank you so much.
Great.
Thank you. Okay, my name is Catherine Marquez. For those who doesn't know me, I'm Reiki Master and certificated as life coach as well. I like to call it mindset coach. It's about mindset, mentality. And I feel so honored to be here today. Thank you so much, Kendrick, for this opportunity to be here and share my thoughts and my heart and my voice. Thank you so much for the trust. I feel so honored. So thinking about the purpose, I call it the voice within, because that has been always in us. We know the answers, we know the path, we know where we need to go, but we need to connect with that truth that is inside of us. And at the beginning, when we just arrived to this planet Earth, I like to say that we came with all that knowledge super connected with us, we came full of light and love that didn't know nothing about fear more than noises, strong noises, and darkness. And we were so expressive and authentic and kind and gentle, and all the beauty that we can exude was just in us. But unfortunately and naturally in life, by having a experience and being part of a community or society, or part of this, trying to be part of the crowd, sometimes we lose also, and we stop listening to that voice that is our guidance, that is our real truth. And then we start like changing us to fix somebody else's expectations or somebody else's desires and dreams. And randomly, maybe for many of us already, we can wake up one day feeling that we are in a life that doesn't look like us. It's not our life, it's not our shows. And we arrive to that point where suffering and uncomfortable situation and feeling unsatisfied about our own life can actually be really beneficial for us, because touching this door of suffering and darkness and uncomfortable situation and experience in our life can actually be the real opportunity for us to connect with our real truth. What is our biggest and highest truth? So, by the fact, as a human being, we need to get lost in order to find something. So think that dark moment in our life is no more than just an opportunity. It's just a call asking you that has been enough about that suffering and darkness and uncomfortable experience that are not aligned with who you are, to actually take the decision to go for it. Go for your truth and speak highly who you are and show to the world what is your gift and the reason for what divinity sent you to this planet Earth. So after being in this challenging moments that face us to take the decision to be ourselves, is when we actually start asking ourselves again, why am I here? What I'm doing in this planet Earth? And which one? What is our purpose? And that is when the real journey starts for us, when we start to listening again to that voice that was always waiting for us to be listened to. And for sure, the problem that we have in these modern times is that our life is full of noises. And as I say, maybe family expectations and social expectation, maybe trying to meet somebody else, desires and dreams. And then we get so much comparison between everybody. So it's like we get a little bit lost in this. But the truth in this is that it's not that you don't have a purpose. It's that maybe you have been looking for your purpose outside of yourself and know where is actually the truth that is inside of yourself. So the real place where you can find that answer is by looking for deeply inside of yourself, looking for your truth, what is actually aligned with who you are. And to help us to identify that answers, I like to call this technique the three doors of the purpose. So we need to ask ourselves, but the first door will be the door of soul joy. And this door, we need to ask ourselves, what is what I like to do? What I love to do? What I love to do even if nobody is paying me? Because there is a guidance inside of that joy, that pleasure that you have by doing things is a guidance, is telling you, where are your talents? Where are your gifts? The ones that you bring with yourself when you arrive to this planet Earth. The door of the natural impact. Same things is natural impact is how you impact the people around you. What they ask you for help them with. What is that talent that you have naturally, that you are good at it, that you can naturally serve people, even if it's just one person, no matter. That is your natural impact. You are really good at it, and the people around you turn to you to ask for that. And finally, the third one is the more powerful for me, is the door of the healed pain. Because as I always like to say that we come here to just experience the contrast of the thing in this planet Earth. So without the darkness, we cannot identify how the light look like. We don't know how that. And without the pain that you have been overcoming from all these years, you cannot be supportive to others when somebody is in that position. So the wounds and the situations that have been hurting you for time and you have been overcoming them will become medicine to others, because nobody can guide better than somebody that has been walked through their own shadows. It's super, super powerful. And I like to see this like, you have to go to all that process in order to have something meaningful to share with the people. Something that changed your life, something that transformed your perspective, or just, I don't know, make you connect with something else that you wasn't thinking or expecting. And these purpose have to make you feel light, have to make you feel expanded. And even when this scare you, because at the beginning, for sure, we need, to overcome many things and face and force ourselves in some kind of way to have some discipline to go for that kind of things that we want to go for. Maybe it's our natural skill, it's our natural talent, but we can always, get better to achieve the goals that we want to achieve in life. So there is a little story about the lighthouse that didn't know that it was a lighthouse. This is a beautiful analogy that we can do. And they say, once upon a time, there was a lighthouse in a quiet coast that didn't know there was a lighthouse. And this was because nobody else had what is the thing? Ever turned its light on. So he was over there just seeing how the chips get lost on the fog and asking itself, why can't I help? Why don't I can feel like shining as other lighthouse? And certain day, a little girl was walking on the beach and saw this beautiful lighthouse and take the decision to go for it and just turn its lights on. And at the beginning, maybe the lighthouse was a little, accepted, like this doesn't actually matter. And fearless, she just go through the stairs and clean the dust and found this little switch and flip it. And from that day, the lighthouse start seeing his light for the first time and realizing what was his purpose. Now he was able to guide the chips and the darkness of the weather on the beach. So from that moment, the lighthouse never doubt itself again. And no matter even if your light is not too bright, but the important thing is knowing that you have your own light and you need to take the decision to share that light with the world, because that's why you are here. So take a moment maybe to think how your light can look like if you take the decision to turn day on from today and on. So let's take a moment maybe to go into your inner light and apply this little activity that we have for you guys. And take a little moment to center yourself and breathe. Take a inhale through your nose deeply. And exhale and try to calm down a little bit your mind and your heartbeats. And ask yourself this little question that can support you to find your own purpose. And is the first one will be, what do I love to do? What makes me feel expanded or timeless? For sure, our passion, our love for the things that we do have to be the basement, the foundation of everything we do in life. Because if you don't do the things we love, you don't do the things with passion, you will have the other face just suffering around you and disappointed. The number two, take a moment to answer that question, and I promise you, you will find some guidance to find this answer. Number two, what am I naturally good at? Your natural skills. There are things that are easy for you to do, and there are things that are difficult for you to do. So again, this is an inside guidance telling you, this is your path, take it. What comes easily to me to do? Same thing. Even when it's like my skills, sometimes, some of them are harder to do than the others. What do the people naturally come to me for? I just mentioned before. There is your impact by the fact you are impacting your surrounder by the things that you are good at. And you have been doing this always in your life. You have just to take a moment to think about it. and analyze the little breadcrumbs that you have been following without knowing to your entire life. What pain have I healed or am I healing that could become medicine for others? Super powerful. Just the people that have that foundation, that support of real experience, human experience, is the people that can actually say, it's painful, don't go there. I promise you. So the heal pain is a beautiful key to follow in this, because it's by the fact divinity was preparing you to serve others with that abilities and capacity that you are building in your life. And the last one, but not less important, what is one small step I can take this week through living my purpose in this life? So by reading these answers, you can analyze yourself and you can find some guidance to understand, oh, maybe my purpose is this. And this can be, don't rush yourselves too much. This can be the first image that come to your mind, just a words, maybe I don't know, a memory, maybe just a feeling, maybe a phrase, whatever it is. But take a moment to think about it, to connect with this information, and repeat to yourself, my purpose is to guide others, entertain others, helping others, healing others, make music to others, thanks to others. Whatever is your talent and your passion, they will be the guidance that will take you to that answer. Take a moment and then just repeat to yourself, my purpose is within me. I choose to be aligned. And take be committed with yourself and just be on that way and follow your heart, follow your inner voice. To condense all this information, I just wanna us to remember the 3 doors of the purpose. And when the joy of the soul, the natural impact, and the healed pain align, your path become illuminate. Your path align with your highest truth. And this is because finding your purpose is not going to somewhere. This is not a destination. This is a return. This is a return to your heart, a return to your purpose, to your inner voice, and for the reason that you came here. And when you take that decision of being in your alignment and your path, you will support, you will do your best to support this planet Earth, and in which we don't need more perfect people. We need people aligned with the things that make them feel happy and satisfied in life. And nothing better than your inner voice and your truth. Because when you turn on your inner light, your path illuminates. And when your path illuminates, you illuminate others. And that is the true purpose for a human being. Being here and be able to guide others and help others to overcome their own limitations. Like now in community, by working together. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you so much again for the opportunity to be here. And thank you for stop and take a little bit value for all these words is possible. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Hopefully you are enjoying today's show. It's a continuation of our Moringa business planning, preparing for 2026. Sending as much positive vibes your way to help you prepare for the next season of growing, farming, cultivating yourself and others. Now, before we go, one of the things that I missed was the breakdown of the trees. So before we go, I just want to help you visualize this concept. Because in your first year, one tree could produce 1 ounce of powder. Let's go ahead and visually take a look at what that looks like. And we have the 3 models right here. So, in your first year, one tree may produce 1 ounce, which is about a baggie. One tree, you pop the top, dry the greens, it grows back out again, pop the tops again, it grows back out again. By the end of your first year, one tree is going to be able to produce about 1 baggie in 1 year, your first year. By the second year, one tree could produce about 10 ounces. This here is about 4 ounces. So your tree can do 0 to 1 ounce in the first year, and it can do 1 ounce to 10 ounces by the end of its first year, going into its second year. That one tree, by the end of its second year, is going to be harvested several times, and after 5, 6 or so harvests, by the end of the second or third year, going into the third year, you're now going to be able to get at least 1 to 10 pounds off of one tree. So every time you harvest, you could get a pound of powder off of the tree. So in short, to summarize, one tree could produce this much in the first year. And if today we're focusing just on your first year and you want to make some money in your first year, I'm going to ask you a question. Would you be able to make more powder in your first year if you had one tree or if you had 100 trees? Because in your first year, if you had one tree, that one tree is going to produce this much. But if you had 100 trees, it'll produce 100 of these in the first year. So if you only had 1 year to the end of the world, would you just plant and grow one tree, or would you focus on planting and growing 100 trees? So if you have a little bit of land, you can grow 100 trees on an acre. You could grow 1,000 trees on an acre. You could grow 10,000 trees on an acre. You could grow 100,000 trees on an acre. You could even grow a couple 100,000 trees on 1 acre. You decide how much you want to make, because no matter what, at the end of the day, 1 tree is going to produce 1 ounce at the end of the year. So if you want 1 ounce at the end of the year, just plant a tree. If you want 100 ounces at the end of the year, plant 100 trees. If you want 1,000 ounces, which is 50 pounds, plant 1,000 trees. This is just the first year, because at the end of the 3rd year, each tree is going to produce 1 to 10 pounds of powder. So this is how to get yourself going in your first year. I want to thank you all for watching and hanging out with us. We had a really great continuation of our Moringa Business Planning Workshop. We're taking this all the way to 2026. And we'll be back next Saturday for sure. And we'll definitely see you from now until then. Thanks a lot for watching, subscribing to the Grow Moringa YouTube channel. Peace, love, and prosperous growing. We'll see you very, very soon. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Peace and love. Great. Mics are still on. Let's go ahead and just